How's it going, guys? A short video just this Monday afternoon just to keep momentum going with your Monday. Hopefully everything's going well. Did a short video earlier on just to say about the importance of getting workouts done, getting something done early in the week, just to kickstart your week and obviously get you in the right headspace for going forward for the week. So again, hopefully at this stage you've all taken 5 minutes to yourselves, written down 2 or 3 things you'd like to kind of work on this week. Things you'd like to try and really push towards. Could be for yourself, could be for your family, could be your health, fitness, wellness, whatever it is. But guys, just take 5 minutes, 3 or 4 things, write them down and get them done. So the short video I'm going to do this afternoon is just going to be on understanding carbohydrates, okay? Now a lot of people really struggle with this. It's one of the biggest questions I have with regards to weight loss, fat loss. And I know a lot of mums out there struggle with this, understanding carbohydrates. You know, there's a kind of, it's almost like Chinese whisper. People kind of aren't sure as to what way carbohydrates work. You know, it's passed from one person to the next and nobody's really got complete clarity, okay? So this is just something really simple, just to keep it easy for you. Something that you can kind of take away. If you want to take a few notes, take a few notes. I've also popped it up on the whiteboard here to let you see it. Yeah, so I've actually written this out. So I'm going to take you through this. Very, very simple. If there's anybody who would like the written detail of this after I've went through the video, don't be afraid to just private message on the page or comment below, and what I'll do is I'll just send you a picture of the board back over again. But really what I'm going to go through here is going to be completely cover all aspects of what you need to understand with regards to carbohydrate. One of the biggest things with carbohydrates is that people think if you want to lose weight or lose body fat, that you need to remove carbohydrate from your diet almost completely, when in actual fact that's completely wrong, because carbohydrates is a super important part of your diet, and it's an essential for a healthy body, okay, and for good health. So what I want to do first of all is we're going to speak, as I said, just about your carbohydrates. So first of all, you need to understand carbohydrate. Carbohydrate is your chief. It's just basically your chief fuel source for creating energy for activity. So if you're doing any activity, whether it be your daily tasks and going to the gym, doing a workout, going out for a walk, jog, doing a workout from home, whatever it is that you're doing, it's very important you've got the appropriate carbohydrate source in your diet. Okay, so you do not want to remove carbohydrate from your diet completely. That's something that absolutely you do not want to do. Okay, so let's be clear with that. And this is the whole purpose of the video. Carbohydrate also, during digestion, carbohydrate is broken down into simple sugars called glucose, okay? And this is what you really need to start to understand, okay? So once you take in carbohydrate, okay, whether you've taken in, let's say for instance the morning time you have porridge, okay? So obviously once your body starts to take the carbohydrate in, it starts to process and break down the carbohydrate, it's going to release glucose, okay? Which is very, very, very important, okay? Because again, that's your fuel for activity, okay? If you don't use the glucose, okay, then it's going to be stored in your body as glycogen, okay? And excess glycogen is going to be detrimental to your success with regards to weight loss or fat loss. So that's why it's so important to understand, yes, you should be taking carbohydrate, but of course you need to be aware of the volume, and also more importantly, and the purpose of this video is the type of carbohydrate you're taking, okay, as and when you're taking it, okay? So just refresh all that, right? It's your main source of fuel, okay, so you need carbohydrates as a priority in your diet. During digestion, it's broken down into glucose, simple sugars, which your body uses as main fuel of exercise or for activities. If you're not doing that activity and you're not, so you're not moving so much, then obviously that's going to turn to glycogen and it's going to store in your body and store in your muscles. And also, you'll find in your liver also, you'll find it'll struggle to lose body fat, lose weight as it turns to glucose. Okay. So we're going to look at some. I can just flip it around here so you can see. Okay, so we've got just pop down here some of the carbohydrate sources we're going to speak about here. So you can see here we've got 2 forms of carbohydrate predominantly. You've got simple carbohydrates and you've also your complex carbohydrates. So your simple carbohydrates is like your fizzy drinks, cakes, chocolates, all that processed, manufactured, basically sugar-based foods that a lot of people are taking on a regular basis. So obviously we need to be aware of the volume of those that we're taking, okay? And those should be occasional foods. And then on the right hand side there you see you've got your complex carbohydrates, which is basically anything that's coming from the ground, okay? So all your naturally produced carbohydrates like your vegetables, potatoes, brown rice, etc., okay? Again, you can see I've just highlighted there underneath, carbohydrates are a necessity for good health. So yeah, so carbohydrates are a necessity for good health. You can't be afford removing carbohydrates completely from your diet. Guys, give me a thumbs up if you find this stuff helpful, okay? This is the stuff that I always try to give out content and give out information on the stuff, the questions that I get asked a lot, and this is one of the questions I get asked a lot, okay? So really what I do now is want to give you away some takeaway tips that's going to help you, okay? So if you're looking to lose body fat or lose weight, okay, and you're thinking about, reducing down the volume of food you're taking, okay, what I suggest you do is watch over this video, take a few pointers down. If you want the notes that I've just popped on the board, send us a message, comment below, and we'll send it straight back in, no problem at all. But guys, you can't afford to remove carbohydrates solely from your diet, predominantly from your diet. You need to make sure it's part of your diet for good health, and also obviously for your activity levels, especially if you've got young kids running about. Very, very important. So takeaway tips: choose complex carbohydrates over simple. Okay, so try to be aware of the carbohydrate source you're taking. Try to focus more so on those natural carbohydrates we spoke about before, the complex carbohydrates, as opposed to the simple, fast, that boost your sugar levels very fast. Those carbohydrates are going to be detrimental to your success. Okay, avoid high-calorie processed foods, focus on whole foods. Very simple. So avoid those processed manufactured like pastries, cereals, cakes, etc., etc. Be aware of those, guys. I see so many people who are taking like a Special K for breakfast, and they're looking to improve their health and lose body fat and lose weight, and you're really going to struggle with food sources like that, okay? And that's just being totally honest with you. So remove processed manufactured foods as much as possible, cereals, sugars, pastries, etc., etc. Load up on greens. So your main meals, like your lunch and your evening meal, try to focus on increasing your green vegetable intake. And also, if you're taking a starch, what I mean by starches means like potatoes, brown rice, etc., porridge, those types of things. Focus on a cupped handful, okay? So like that, a cupped handful is the portion size. You should be taking it any time. You don't want to be going over the top of that, otherwise, again, as I said before, you're going to be taking in more than you require, and because you're not using up that sugar, it's going to turn to glycogen, and it's going to stay in your body, okay? And again, it'll go to the waistline, go around your body, and obviously that's going to disperse, okay? You don't want that. And then finally, you need to remove fizzy drinks. Very simple, okay? If you're somebody who's sitting down taking Diet Coke, Coke Zero, any of those fizzy drinks, guys, you're going to struggle to see the results you want, okay? So let's try and keep things as simple as possible and increase your water intake, okay? If you don't like water, you struggle to take water on a regular basis, you'll be amazed at obviously what persistence will do. But other options might be even to use like a no sugar added diluent just to pop in, just to give it a little bit of flavour. I'm talking minute, just to give it a little bit of flavour, but you need to increase your water intake. So just to finish off, okay, so again, you can see here, understand your carbohydrates, chief source of fuel for activity. During digestion, it's broken down into simple sugars called glucose. Glucose is what your body needs for activity, are stored in your muscle and your liver as glycogen. That's if you're not using it, okay? If you've got excess glycogen that's not being used, it's going to be deposited as fat around your body. Very, very simple. Again, quick breakdown of your simple and complex carbohydrates. Again, try to increase your complex, be aware of your simple. They should be very, very rare occasional foods. And then just your takeaway tips, again, just choose complex carbohydrates over simple. Increase obviously your vegetable intake, avoid high-calorie and processed foods, and focus on whole foods, and obviously remove the fizzy drinks. Guys, thanks so much for watching, really appreciate that. Hopefully you found it helpful. If you have any questions or anything, just comment below or PM the page, no problem at all, and we'll speak to you soon. Thanks now, have a good day.